Hi, welcome back to another episode of Tape Talent Tom. My name's Chris. Today, we'll be talking about one of the themed weekends I visited at the Mahoning Drive-in theater called Alien Invasion, where we had 4 alien-themed movies over the course of 2 nights. For the 4 movies that played over that weekend, we saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Fire in the Sky, Alien, and Aliens. And it was an excellent weekend. Outstanding, 10 out of 10, chef's kiss, and all that jazz. Quick recap before we go on. If you don't know, the Mahoning Drive-in Theater is a drive-in theater in Pennsylvania, Lehigh, Pennsylvania. It's one of the oldest still operational drive-ins on the East Coast and as well as the United States. It is one of the largest screens, and it has a really excellent documentary about it, if you guys don't know, called At the Drive-In from 2017. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. It really goes into the whole history of this drive-in theater and the people who still work there. So, Alien Invasion themed weekend. They have had other pseudo-themed weekends previously. They don't have an annual Alien themed weekend moniker kind of thing. They've played Alien and Aliens and Fire in the Sky numerous times throughout their history so far. For example, I know that they've done an Alien versus Predator weekend where they played the Alien movies and then they played 2 of the Predator movies on the second night. But they never had anything like this, where it's just like exclusively devoted just to Alien and respective alien invasions, more or less. I feel like Alien and Aliens is a little less on the invasion side, but that's okay. For the movies for the weekend, I'm just going to do a quick log line reading for each of the movies. So for starters, for Close Encounters of the Third Kind, we watched the 1980 cut. The movie was originally released in 1977, directed by Steven Spielberg. But this 1980 cut is longer than the original theatrical version, and that's the one that I remember growing up on. I have a copy of it on VHS right here. This is not the one that I remember growing up because this is the version that played at the drive-in, this collector's edition, which was re-released in 1980, if I didn't already say that. But the log line for this is like, we are not alone. After an encounter with the UFOs, a line worker feels undeniably drawn to an isolated area in the wilderness where something spectacular is about to happen. And I'm just reading these off of Letterboxd just for you and everything. The second movie that we saw on the weekend on that first Friday night was Fire in the Sky. Now, this movie was on my watch list for quite a while, and I was very excited to finally watch it. And this was probably the best time to watch this movie, underneath all of those stars and everything. So the quick log line on Letterboxd is, a group of men who were clearing brush for the government arrived back in town, claiming that their friend was abducted by aliens. Nobody believes them, and despite a lack of motive and no evidence of foul play, their friend's disappearance is treated as a murder. So this movie is technically based off of true story, and they've had the actual fella, Travis Walton, appear at the drive-in in previous events. That's something that would have been a lot of fun to have him come by, but he did a quick video intro for the movie. But it's definitely a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure I first heard about it on the Pure Cinema podcast, and it's definitely worth a watch. The third movie was on the first of the second night was just Alien, and it was the director's cut, which I did not have. This was my original family's copy from when I was growing up. This is just the original theatrical version from 1979. For its quick log line, Letterboxd jot down, it's in space, no one can hear you scream. Classic. During its return to the Earth, a commercial spaceship, Nostromo, intercepts a distress signal from a distant planet. When a 3-member team of the crew discovers a chamber containing thousands of eggs on the planet, a creature inside one of the eggs attacks an explorer. The entire crew is unaware of the impending nightmare set to descend upon them when the alien parasite planted inside its unfortunate host is birthed. I'm surprised if anyone has not seen this movie, but if you haven't, damn, gotta go see it. That's great. And then the fourth movie, second on the Saturday, was Aliens, and they played only the theatrical cut. And this is also just the regular theatrical cut, if I'm not mistaken, from 1986. Yeah, this is right. Quick log line reading before we go on. This time it's war. When Ripley's life pod is found by a salvage crew over 50 years later, she finds the terraformers are on the very planet they found the alien species. When the company sends a family of colonists out to investigate her story, all contact is lost with the planet and colonists. They enlist Ripley and the Colonial Marines to return and search for answers. This was an exceptional weekend. I had seen 3 out of the 4 movies already, which for the past 3 years that I've visited the Mahoning Drive-in, I normally don't. I try to go to weekends where I haven't seen many of the movies. At most, ideally, it's like maybe one movie, and then the other 3 or 6, however many movies are actually playing, are ones that I haven't seen before. This one was an exception because I think all 3 of the movies that I had seen were excellent. So I had rewatched Alien and Aliens only last October for Halloween, and it was, hell of a lot of fun. Remembered why they were so great from when I was watching them when I was younger. But I had not seen Close Encounters probably in 20 years. It shouldn't be too much of a surprise. This Close Encounters of the Third Kind was my highlight of the weekend. I think it's a perfect film. It's a lot of fun watching Steven Spielberg be hungry, if that makes sense. It's a lot of fun seeing him trying hard to be recognized for the work that he's known for. And I think it really works. And it's just awe-inspiring. It's freaking beautiful. The main difference between the original cut and this director's cut of Close Encounters is that we actually go inside the spaceship at the very end, which when I was watching it when I was younger, I had no idea that it happened. It was a lot of fun rewatching this movie for the first time in like 20 years. Fire in the Sky, like I mentioned earlier, it was a movie that I had heard about on Pure Cinema Podcast. It's a pretty interesting structure of a movie because it's all about folks recounting their tale of how their buddy had gone missing. They claim he has, well, I don't know, I don't remember if they claim that he has been, yeah, no, they do, because they see him getting like brought up into the sky, but no one believes their story about alien invasions. They think they killed him, but they don't have any evidence. Then, not really spoiler alert, because it's based on a true story, he reappears, and then he tells his tale. The ending is what's worth about the movie, if that makes sense. It's got one of the craziest, most tactile alien sequences in cinema. Like, you could feel the metal, you could feel how cold it is, and you can feel how wet and damp and gooey it all is. Like, I don't want to throw any video up on the screen. I want you to trust my judgment for it. And I'm sure there's other folks on YouTube who have already uploaded stuff. It's definitely something worth watching going in blind because it has such an unsettling feeling to it. Definitely worth it. I was glad to have this movie on my watch list, and I was glad to wait to watch it until I saw it on that weekend. Definitely worth it. And then Alien and Aliens, like I said earlier, the Alien was a director's cut, which I had not seen, and that was a lot of fun. There's not many differences for the movie. I think it's a pacing issue, I think. I'm sure someone out there could give you a better description than I can at the moment, but maybe not necessarily. I think it's kind of based down the line. When I last rewatched them last October, I thought Alien and Aliens were equal to each other. There's like, this is like more horror, this is war, a lot of fun. After watching it during this alien invasion weekend, I'm definitely in the Alien camp. I think it's a perfect horror movie, perfect alien movie. The pacing, it might just be the director's cut, but I think the pacing really works. I love the whole crew. Harry Dean Stanton and Yaphet Kotto are just amazing as like blue collar workers. I think they're fantastic. And then the rest of the cast is also pretty damn great too. Aliens is a lot of fun, but for whatever reason, the macho war theme of it is it's just okay. It's still a 4.5 star movie for me, but I definitely think it's pretty damn exceptional, and I quote the movie almost weekly with everything that Newt says, basically. It's really just a comparative thing. I think they're both equally well done, but I'm in the camp of Alien versus Aliens, if that makes sense. Still, a lot of fun. Yeah, so I wanted to go into some of the trailers that they played for the weekend. A lot of them were just hyping up future events for the Mahoning. Like, they had Blair Witch, they had Boogie Nights, they had Child's Play, What else was there? Planetaire, like the Grindhouse and everything. Godzilla, the 90s version with Matthew Broderick. But one of the fun things about that weekend especially was they had a lot of like old AMC promotional material, like their versions of Let's All Go to the Lobby and like, hey, this is AMC, turn off your cell phones if you have them, because like these are the AMC promotional stuff from like the late 90s and early 2000s. And for someone who had grown up going to the movies right at the very tail end of having them play in film and the transition, it was a trip down memory lane watching them on the big screen. So thank you, Mahoning. It was a lot of fun. Hope you guys keep playing more of those because it was pretty great. And last but not least, after having gone to the drive-in for 3 years now, I finally won their raffle. And I got a little raffle bag right here. I'm going to do a little unboxing for this. It's a lot of fun. They have a raffle every single weekend with like funds and goodies and stuff, movies and other miscellaneous memorabilia for the drive-in. But yeah, I had gone to, I want to say close to 10 weekends or so, but this is the first time that I actually won, and very happy about that. This was on the first night, Close Encounters in Fire in the Sky versus Alien Aliens. It's probably the reason why I got it, because it wasn't as sold out as other nights. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this bag. A lot of fun small stuff. They had let's go with the big stuff first. They had a Blu-ray of Planet of the Vampires by Mario Bava. I think this was an inspiration for Alien, at least for Ridley Scott. And I got now I have it, so now I finally get to watch it. So I'm very excited about that. They also had other VHS copies. They had another version of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Steven Spielberg's UFO classic, I think. Oh yeah, so this is just another version of the same one that I already had, the director's cut, the special edition from '80 and everything. And then they had the director's cut. Oh, they had two. Oh, it's just two versions of Aliens. I could have sworn it was one and one, but they had. Let's see if I could hold this up. It's the same exact copy of Aliens that I already have, but also the director's cut of Aliens, which I don't have. So I'm pretty happy about this. So this is pretty cool. So includes 17 minutes of restored footage digitally mastered from a new high definition film to tape transfer. So that is pretty cool. Pretty happy about that. A quick gift card. I'll be using this next time I go. If I could pick it up. A little button, always fun. A magnet and a sticker. A little coaster. I'm going to start using this soon. A clock. I'm going to get some batteries in there, but I got a good clock. You'll be seeing that on my wall somewhere in the future. And a mug. Here's a mug. Look at that. Pretty great, I think. I'm going to start having my tea in there. And last but not least, something that I have been wanting to get into for a while, but they're a little expensive now, is finding old Fangoria editions. So this Fangoria release is from June of what year? I wish I knew. The new horror magazine, now in our 14th year. Oh, from 1992. Duh. It's right there on the sticker. It's highlighting Alien 3 from David Fincher, and it's got interviews. So Army of Darkness, Raimi's Evil Dead epic. Interviews with Stephen King for new books and new movies. David Show, Mad as Hell. Poison Ivy, She'll Kill for Love. Children of the Night, Karen Black, Vampire Mom. And Hellraiser 3, Wired for Death. And it includes some Aliens Invade comics. So that's going to be fun. I want to say that's that for today. This has been Tape Time with Tom. My name is Chris. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please find me on Letterboxd. You could catch up with me on all the movies that I end up watching, and reviews if I end up writing some stuff for them. But yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time. Always rewind, but more importantly, be kind. See you guys later.